What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Wednesday, June 10th, 2024, and we are back with another live here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. Happy Juneteenth to everybody that is in the chat right now. If you haven't done so already, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new, and make sure to hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. But in case the notification does not go out to you, make sure y'all click the link at the top to join the Discord, and the notification for sure will definitely go out to you in there. Shout out to everybody on Patreon. Shout out to all of the members, everyone on various social media accounts that follow me, and everyone who sends me stories. I greatly appreciate it. This is going to be a very good stream. I actually had to adjust the title a little bit. I said at first it was going to just be Juneteenth stream, but then I said I have to implement what Juneteenth is and what it is not. So it's going to be like a back and forth type of thing. And of course, like I told y'all at the end of the stream, like after people are done speaking about what Juneteenth means to them or the experiences and all of that good stuff, I'm going to show y'all and unveil to you the new merch that I have, and I can't wait for y'all to see it. As y'all all know, today was the last entry or the last day for the We Fought Back series. We ended it off with the raid at Harper's Ferry, with John Brown, the one white guy they don't like to talk about for obvious reasons. And I said, what are the odds that this series ends on Juneteenth? Like I said, I didn't plan it to happen that way. That's just how it fell. So it's like, perfect alignment. But before we go ahead and get into all of this good stuff, let me give a shout out to all the people that are here. We have Mahako, Rashida, Anita, Denise, K5LTA, Wallow J, Black by Popular Demand, Jerry Bedford, Haxon KT, Dimple Face, The Church of Black Power, Corey Goldways Music, Zavon Scott, Reef the Watcher, Till Dog 12, Joseph Washington, Janesta, Brooklyn Queen, Chi Banania, forgive me if I mispronounced your name, DSM Sinister, Deneen Grant, Seven Ham, Angie B, Don P. Ben, AW1, Daughter of the Most High, Ricky, AJ Moore, PD That Remains, F. The Hawkins, and Diesel James. Shout out to everyone that's in here, and even those who are lurking right now, because it says I got 73 people in here, but I know I didn't read off 73 names. And Lewis Knowles just came in here as well. But shout out to everybody that is in here so far. I'm glad that you are all making it, and shout out to anybody else that will be coming in as time goes on throughout this stream. So I figured the best way to kick this off is to actually just read a history of what Juneteenth is, where it started, how it came to be. I figure that's the best way to kick all of this off. So I'm on the National Museum of African American History and Culture site, which is ran by the Smithsonian, and they have a write-up of the historical legacy of Juneteenth. Now, of course, those of you who are down in Texas, particularly Galveston, y'all already know what this is. So it reads, on Freedom's Eve, or the eve of January 1st, 1863, the first watch night services took place. On that night, enslaved and free Black Americans gathered in churches and private homes all across the country, awaiting news that the Emancipation Proclamation had taken effect. At the stroke of midnight, prayers were answered as all enslaved people in Confederate states were declared legally free. Union soldiers, many of whom were Black, marched onto plantations and across cities in the South, reading small copies of the Emancipation Proclamation, spreading the news of freedom in Confederate states. Only through the 13th Amendment did emancipation end slavery throughout the United States. But not everyone in Confederate territory would immediately be free. Even though the Emancipation Proclamation was made effective in 1863, it could not be implemented in places still under Confederate control. As a result, in the westernmost Confederate state of Texas, enslaved people would not be freed until much later. Freedom finally came on June 19, 1865, when some 2,000 Union troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas. the Army announced that the more than 250,000 enslaved Black people in the state were free by executive decree. This day became known to be as Juneteenth by the newly freed people in Texas. The post-emancipation period known as Reconstruction, which ran from 1865 to 1877, marked an era of great hope, uncertainty, and struggle for the nation as a whole. Formerly enslaved people immediately sought to reunify families, establish schools, run for political office, push radical legislation, and even sue slaveholders for compensation. Given the 200 plus years of enslavement, such changes were nothing short of amazing. Not even a generation out of slavery, Black Americans were inspired and empowered to transform their lives and their country. Juneteenth marks our country's second Independence Day. Although it has long celebrated the Black American community, this monumental event remains largely unknown to most Americans. The historical legacy of Juneteenth shows the value of never giving up hope in uncertain times. The National Museum of African American History and Culture is a community space where the spirit of hope lives on, a place where historical events like Juneteenth are shared and new stories with equal urgency are told. I think the biggest takeaway of this was the part where it says that as long as this has been around since 1865, many people still didn't know about it. It wasn't until 2021 when they federalized it when everybody started to come to know about it. But I knew about Juneteenth way before they federalized it. And I'm gonna actually show a video later on that'll show you that Juneteenth was indeed and still it was indeed celebrated years ago before it became mainstream. So I wanted to kick it off with that. Now, I told y'all we're going to do a back and forth thing of me discussing what Juneteenth is and what it is not, because there's a lot of misconceptions of what it is not, especially when it comes to the usual suspects. I mean, they have been crashing out all day on X, and we knew that to be expected. They started crashing out last night. I said, if they ain't crashing out about Juneteenth, they crashing out about reparations. If they ain't crashing out about reparations, they crashing out about George Floyd. It's usually those three things right there. Now, when it comes to Juneteenth, that's only temporary because it's only that day. But when it comes to George Floyd, that's like they kind of tone down, but they're waiting until the anniversary. But when it comes to reparations, oh, they crash out about that every chance they get. I saw it literally maybe about 30 to 45 minutes before I pressed live to go live on this stream. So let's start here. The first thing I want to show y'all is I typed in Juneteenth flag right here into Google. Now, it's a reason why I did that, because if I just typed in, well, I'll show you what I mean in a second. So this is indeed the Juneteenth flag, y'all. This is the Juneteenth flag. A lot of people think it's that other flag. No, this is the Juneteenth flag right here. And I'm actually going to pull up an article that's actually going to break down the description of the flag and why it looks the way that it does, and who designed it, by the way, as well. But this is the Juneteenth flag. As a matter of fact, I think this might be the picture I used for this thumbnail. I think it might be. But this is the flag, you know. It has a solid blue right up here, and it has a solid red at the bottom, and it has a white star with a star burst going right here. And it says June 19th, 1865 right here. This is the official Juneteenth flag. I want y'all to know that. And the reason why I said that too is because I got into it with somebody today in my community tab about asking, you know, it's all good that we're celebrating Juneteenth, but why are you putting up this red, white, and blue flag? And they said, those colors don't represent me. Mine's is red, black, and green. Well, that's the Pan-African flag. Those are two different flags. Those are two different things. And they'll tell you the exact same thing. Anybody who's quote unquote Pan-African, if they do decide to indulge with Juneteenth, they're not going to wave that flag that day or wave that flag and say, hey, happy Juneteenth. This is the official Juneteenth flag. So for those of you out there that were unaware, here it is. Now, it's funny because when I typed in just Juneteenth, This is what came up. So as you can see, it's a parallel difference. You see the Juneteenth flag right here and right here and right here. But right here, this is what a lot of people think the Juneteenth flag is, or when you type Juneteenth, they think it's the green, red, and yellow, or of course the red, black, and green, or the black, green, and yellow. No. What I just showed you, that is the Juneteenth flag. This right here, what you see right here, that is the Juneteenth flag. Not this, not those colors, not those colors, not these colors. This is what it is. So if anybody tries to come at you and tries to say any otherwise, kindly inform and correct them. See, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen just learned something new today. She didn't know that this was the official flag. Yes, this is the official Juneteenth flag. So that means next year, should you indulge, which I'm sure you probably indulged this year, but you just didn't know what the flag was, this is the flag. It's funny you say that, cynical mandate, because that's going to lead us into this article. So I actually came across this article that was actually posted today, as a matter of fact, talking about the Juneteenth flag. So the design and all of that. It says the Juneteenth flag is full of symbols. Here's what they mean. And it was posted today on June 19th, 2024. On this holiday, you might see another red, white, and blue flag flying over state capitals and city buildings. And let me tell you something right now. This flag right here is another reason why the usual suspects are crashing out, because again, this is the same colors, of course, as the American flag. So when they see this, what they're going to do is they're going to say, "Oh, there's only one flag, and that's the Stars and Stripes." And then, of course, they'll follow it up with, "Why are we celebrating Juneteenth? There's only one Independence Day, and it's on July the 4th." Well, let's crunch some numbers here. July 4th, Independence Day, started, of course, July 4th, 1776. In 1776, my ancestors were still very much enslaved. It wouldn't be for another like 80 some years, maybe about 90 some years before they actually got freedom. So whose independence are we celebrating here exactly when you're talking about the 4th? Let's continue. That banner with a bursting star in the middle is the Juneteenth flag, a symbolic representation of the end of slavery in the United States. The flag is the brainchild of activist Ben Haith. So for those of y'all who was asking who created, it was a man by the name of Bill Haith, founder of the National Juneteenth Celebration Foundation. Haith created the flag in 1997. So this flag is almost 30 years old. This is not a flag they just created in 2021 when they made Juneteenth a federal holiday. This flag has been around since the late 90s. See, we all learning something today. With the help of collaborators and Boston-based illustrator Lisa Jean Graff brought their vision to life. The flag was revised in 2000 into the version we know today, according to the National Juneteenth Observation Foundation. 7 years later, the date June 19, 1865 was added, commemorating the day that Union Army Major General Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, and told enslaved Black Americans of their emancipation. For more than 2 decades, communities around the country have held flag-raising ceremonies on Juneteenth in celebration of their freedom. This country has so many aspects to it that are spiritual, and I believe this flag is of that nature, Haith said. The idea for the design just came through me. Designing the flag and its symbols was a deliberate process. Here's what each element of the flag represents. So now it's going to break down the design of the flag and its meanings. But before I actually get into it, when I went to the Dallas Expo that was hosted by Tariq last year, there was a lot of people out there that was selling Juneteenth based attire, like shirts that had the Juneteenth flag on it and everything. Now, the expo was held Memorial Day weekend. Of course, you know, Juneteenth was a couple weeks later. But I remember seeing that a lot, like people who were selling apparel. So let's go into the breakdown. The star. The white star in the center of the flag has a dual meaning. For one, it represents Texas, the Lone Star State. It was in Galveston in 1865 where Union soldiers informed the country's last remaining enslaved people that under the Emancipation Proclamation issued 2 years earlier, they were free. But the star also goes beyond Texas, representing the freedom of Black Americans in all 50 states. I think that's dope. You have a dual meaning for one symbol. The next symbol, the burst, which is around the star. The bursting outline around the star is inspired by a nova, a term that astronomers use to mean a new star. On the Juneteenth flag, this represents a new beginning for the Black Americans of Galveston and throughout the land. The arc, the curve that extends around the width of the flag, represents a new horizon, the opportunities and promise that lay ahead for Black Americans. The colors. The red, white, and blue represent the American flag, a reminder that slaves and their descendants were and are Americans. June 19th, 1865 represents the day that enslaved Black people in Galveston, Texas became Americans under the law. So again, let's do some numbers again. July 4th, 1776. Independence Day, quote unquote. Our people were still enslaved and weren't seen as Americans. But this right here was the declaration of not only the freedom for Black people then, but also to declare that they are now to be seen as American citizens. That was their declaration of it. Now, this was them declaring it, not the government. Let me repeat that. This was the people declaring their independence and their saying or claiming to be American, because the government was not going to do it. Remember, 3/5 compromise, 3/5 of a human being. And while Black Americans today are still fighting for equality and justice, Hayes said those colors symbolize the continuous commitment of people in the United States to do better and to live up to the American ideal of liberty and justice for all. So now y'all just got a rundown of what the Juneteenth flag stands for and what it is. Shout out to the Dre Mac Show for the first contribution of the day, $1.99. He says, teach. Hey, that's what I'm here to do. That is exactly what I'm here to do.
It's busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
Man, that gave me chills just reading that information about the flag alone and its meaning. Shout out to Retro Gemini for the 5. He says, thank you, Torian. I wasn't aware of the real flag. Thank you.
It's busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
Appreciate it. And shout out to Natasha for the 3.
It's busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
And Angie B, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even really take the time until today to actually say, you know what? Let me go ahead and look up what the flag means. Because it's a very, like, when you look at the flag, it's a very striking thing. Like, it's very appealing to the eye. Like, it's like one of those things like, wow. But now knowing the meaning of it, it means it means so much more. Like, this is one of the things where you want to represent it even past Juneteenth. And now that you know about this, say that you wear something with the flag on it and people ask you questions, you can point them in the direction of, just in case you don't remember, you can just go ahead and look up, what does the Juneteenth flag mean? What does that stand for? And shout out to Denise for the 5. She says, always educating the family.
It's busy up here. I got money.
Appreciate it. I think y'all sending me these super chats because y'all just want to see me play that drop, but that's that's fine. I appreciate it either way. So there's that. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you, and shout out to Nicole's View over on X, because she posted this video 9 days ago showing a Juneteenth celebration that was held in Dallas, Texas in 1987. Now, it's only 1 minute and 16 seconds long, and I'm going to play it for y'all. And I just find it very interesting because a lot of people think that, oh, people are just now latching on to Juneteenth, or people didn't care about Juneteenth. And I'm looking at this video and I'm saying to myself, what do you mean? This is 1987. This was 10 years before they created the Juneteenth flag. And people down there were celebrating. Now, before I actually click the video and play it, what do y'all notice just by looking at this imagery? What do y'all notice? Just by looking, just like really looking at the imagery, what do you notice? I want to see if y'all pick it up. Well, Denise said all black. Well, that's one thing. Patricia said our blackness. Okay, we know that. Okay. Chi-Chi got it right. The red, white, and blue colors. The colors. You don't see anything. You don't see anything there that is what they claim it is or what they want it to be. When I was going through those pictures and when I was saying, oh, this is what the colors are, those are not what the colors are. So, yep, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Y'all said the cop car around. Well, I think the cop car is crazy. You think that because the cop car even has the representative colors, which is red, white, and blue, even though those are their colors anyway. But I think that was just like a guiding car. But I'm gonna go ahead now, and Miss Renee said, why red, white, and blue? Oh, Miss Renee, you must have missed the beginning of it. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back because I just went over why those colors are used. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Oh, I'm gonna watch
Okay, so that's the whole video right there. Cut off a couple seconds before. Hello Love said, what year? This was 1987. This was in Dallas, Texas. This was a Juneteenth parade that they had in Dallas, Texas in 1987. So I played this because a lot of people think that, oh, people just now latched on to Juneteenth because it became federalized. And people think that, oh, people are just latching on to it because it's trendy. No. In Texas, where Juneteenth was very heavily celebrated at, when Juneteenth was considered an underground day, quote unquote, they had these type of parades, but it was when it was just regulated to them. But now, because it's become federalized, now you have all these different Juneteenth events popping up all over the place, and some of them don't even properly do it. This right here is a proper representation of that. It's authentic, it's organic. They didn't need a federal day by the government in order to celebrate it. They knew what time it was, and they went out there, and this is what they did. And shout out to Tara Toy for the 20. Says happy Juneteenth. Hooray.
It's busy up here. Woo! I got money.
I appreciate it. All right, so I just showed y'all everything that Juneteenth is, but remember when I told y'all that I was going to be showing y'all what Juneteenth is not? Well, that's what we getting ready to do right now, y'all. That is what we are getting ready to do right now. So I had to show all the nice, great things first to warm y'all up. Now we about to get into what Juneteenth is not. So let me go ahead and share this tab. Already they messing up. What do y'all see? What do y'all see? Before I even get into this, a contrast to what y'all just saw in the previous video. Shout out to Denise for the 20. I appreciate it.
It's busy up here. Woo! I got money.
Exactly, y'all. The colors. This is what they've been peddling and pushing out there as far as the colors go, the color scheme goes when it comes to Juneteenth for a while now. Shout out to Janesta for being a member for 23 months. She said, thank you so much for sharing this discussion, Torian.
It's busy up here. Woo! I got money.
Appreciate it. So that's how it's starting off. But let me go ahead and play this 2-minute news clip. And I just want y'all to see what they are trying to turn it into. Now, keep in mind what y'all just saw. But now look at what they're trying to turn it into.
All weekend, the celebrations have been going on around the city. Well, News 12's Jordan Cassane is in Prospect Park, where Brooklyn-based organization I Am Caribbean is hosting a double whammy, Juneteenth and Caribbean American Heritage.
Bro, see, there it is, y'all. Did y'all hear that? They are having a combined event of Juneteenth and Caribbean heritage. We only 12 seconds in. No. This is not what we're going to do. If you want to have Caribbean heritage celebration, you do that on your own time. When it comes to Juneteenth, that's its own thing. And we already off on the bad foot, and we haven't even gotten to the footage yet.
Month celebration.
Yeah, Caribbean business owners, artists, musicians, and so much more are joining right here at the Prospect Park Boathouse to celebrate their heritage and Juneteenth.
And this is why I kept telling y'all when people say, oh, why does the colors have to be red, white, and blue? I want y'all to peep the signs: red, yellow, and green. Those and see what they're doing, a Caribbean mixed with Juneteenth. These are the same people that a lot of them don't even declare their blackness, but you want to latch on to a Juneteenth celebration. Now you see why there's two different flags. So the people asking why couldn't they be red, black, and green, or red, yellow, and green? This is why. This is why. Shout out to August Dream for the 20. She said, thank you, Torian, for providing historical information about Juneteenth. You are more than
Busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
And also shout out to Savion for being a member for 7 months. Savion said, preach, my brother.
Busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
You mean that didn't have chosen any other day to do this? You chose to do it for that. If this is Caribbean, first off, June is a packed month as it is. June, you got Juneteenth. Apparently now this Caribbean Heritage Month, Father's Day, Pride Month, Black Music Month. June is a very stacked month. There's a lot going on. But you have a whole month to celebrate. I mean, if this is a Caribbean Heritage Month, you have a whole month to celebrate. Why did you choose this weekend to want to latch yourself onto a Juneteenth celebration? I don't know about you, but that sounds very selfish. And then get upset when they get hit with the tether label. But let me continue playing a clip.
It's a cultural celebration for Brooklynites of all ages. I Am Caribbean, in collaboration with the Prospect Park Alliance, have come together for today's Juneteenth and One Love Little Caribbean Day right here in our backyard. We're told that each artist, dancer, musician, and vendor participating in the day's celebration come from Caribbean roots, like Jamaica, Trinidad, and elsewhere. Nearly 1,000.
Let me rewind that. I wasn't paying attention.
Celebration come from Caribbean roots, like Jamaica, Trinidad, and elsewhere. Nearly 1,000 New Yorkers came out to hit the dance floor, enjoy traditional Caribbean food and drinks today, and shop all sorts of products created by Caribbean American vendors.
I don't know about you, but it seems to me like this is more of a Caribbean event than a Juneteenth one. I thought this was supposed to be a collab, but so far they've only talked about the Caribbean groups.
Our crews caught up with the organizer of today's celebration to chat all things the intersection between Caribbean heritage and this Juneteenth holiday.
It's really about creating that space where we can bring our piece of Blackness, of being Caribbean, while sort of overlaying that on Juneteenth.
Listen to what she just said. Bringing us being a Caribbean and our Blackness and overlaying it. Overlay. That's the key word there. Which means to put over, to stack on top of Juneteenth. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen 125 for the 20. She said, shout out to our new Black media. They had plenty of parades in New York City. The hijack stops now. Sharing this with my children and family. Thank you, Torian. Much respect for the knowledge. I appreciate you.
It's busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
I appreciate the 20.
It's really about creating.
Even the person right there, I can tell someone edited because they put what right here. They got the same response I do. What? I'm like, that's we all caught the same thing.
That space where we can bring our piece of Blackness, of being Caribbean, while sort of overlaying that on Juneteenth. That's the thing. She said overlaying it. She said she didn't say collab or to share or to combine. She said to overlay. That's why I say context matters. Words matter. You got to pay attention to what she said. Instead of saying, like I said, combine or collab or share, she said overlay. This is what I call, when I be saying co-colonizing cohorts, this is an example of that. So, and that's a very specific and unique experience being Black.
Now, we don't go out with, if we have a Juneteenth celebration, we're not saying, oh, we're going to overlay somebody else's thing. Usually what we'll just do is have our own thing. That way we don't have to even say that.
It's not one thing, it's not a monolith. And so today we're celebrating Afro-Caribbean culture, but not only Afro-Caribbean because I'm half Indo-Caribbean. So Indo-Caribbean culture, just Caribbean culture heritage, Brooklyn.
Notice that she said that we're out here celebrating Caribbean culture and other cultures, but she didn't say Black American Foundation of Black American culture, which is Juneteenth. Overlay indeed.
Everything. We love it here.
And I Am Caribbean is hosting events all month long in honor of Caribbean American Heritage Month. You can head to our website at news12.com for more.
I told y'all was gonna have to take a huge breath when it came to this part, because like I told you, I already showed you what Juneteenth is. These next few things I'm showing you what Juneteenth is not. This right here is an example of what it is not. Talking about some damn overlay. Let's move on to the next thing, y'all. And this one, a shout out to Kid Gravity, because if it wasn't for him, I would not have known about this until, to talk about this. And that's this Valentina Gomez person. Some of y'all may or may not heard of her. If y'all watch Kid Gravity's channel, y'all probably have heard of her. I actually have a video coming up about her that's not about what she's going to say here. And I honestly didn't expect to come across this until, well, not at all. But anyway, she says, and I'm going to read the caption first. Juneteenth is ratchet. And I agree with @RealCandiceO, which is Candace Owens. If you don't like America, get the F out. So let's go ahead and listen to this filth.
Reparations from slavery and Black victimization is about to be shoved down our throats for the most ratchet holiday in America. BLM raised millions, but what did they do for Black lives? It is outrageous to see people asking for reparations, even though they never went through slavery. These ungrateful people should be celebrated because they were born in the greatest nation to ever exist. Here's a tip. If you don't like America, kindly get the fuck out.
That is Valentina Gomez. For those of y'all who have never heard of her, she's running for some political seat in Missouri. That's all I really know about her, besides the fact that she's definitely grifting and she's very anti-Black. What did I tell y'all? I've told y'all before that at the foundation of everyone's grift is the anti-Blackness. Now, the video that y'all are going to see that I do of her later on, when I get around to uploading it, that's when I first heard about her. And it's going to be about something else, but it's still steeped in anti-Blackness. This woman is from Colombia, by the way, and I'm not talking about Columbia, South Carolina. She's from Colombia, South America. And I'm not talking first generation born. She immigrated over here. So if she has children, then they'll be first generation born. She just got here and she's going to sit her spicy ass up here and tell us what it is and what it is not. Ain't going to tell us if we don't like it, then we can get the F out. Bitch, we've been here way longer than you have. Going back generations, you just got here. How about you get the fuck out? That woman sound like she got tortas stuck between her cheeks. And guess what, y'all? Y'all ain't going to believe this. Well, first off, I'll ask y'all in the chat. How old do you think Valentina Gomez is? Put it down in the chat. How old do y'all think Valentina Gomez is? Community said 33. Haxon, damn, Haxon, you got it right on the money. Valentina Gomez is 25. I can see right now that in about a few years, she is going to be cracking like old concrete. This woman is 25. She was born in 1999. What did I tell you about them people that are of this generation? So she's Gen Z. She's like around within the infancy stages of Gen Z. Not even from here. And she's saying all of this. Speaking on something she has no ties to. She has no stake in. But what did I tell you? The foundation of all of their grifts is their anti-blackness. Don't do the black and brown thing with me. This is why I don't do that. This is why I don't subscribe to that black and brown bullshit. Is an example. She's an example right there. And speaking of her, that other one, I didn't get a chance to talk about it. The one out there in California, the one that was talking about reparations, she was basically saying the same exact thing that Valentina just said in this video. And you want to know what's interesting too? Did anyone peep the song that she used in the background of this clip? Did anyone peep that? She was playing BBL Drizzy while lambasting foundation of Black Americans. She wasn't playing nothing from a mariachi band when she said this. She wasn't playing no Taylor Swift or no Adele. She was playing a hip hop song that was made by a Black person, all the way down to the production. Let that sink in. Exactly, Brooklyn Queen. No Bad Bunny. But for those of y'all who never knew who Valentina Gomez was before today, now you got your introduction to her, and she's now officially on the radar. But like I said, I'll be talking about her again. I just didn't expect to talk about her this soon because I already have a video that I recorded about her maybe about last week or a week and a half ago that it hasn't gotten uploaded yet. But when y'all see that video go up, y'all gonna be like, oh, that's that bitch that Torian was talking about in the Juneteenth stream. Exactly. No Selena, no J-Lo, no Shakira, none of them. But you know what's so interesting? Since we're still talking about Valentina, I have to give a shout out to Kid Gravity because I'm going to play this for y'all. This is actually coming from hold on, y'all. This is actually coming from Kid Gravity's stream that he did. He clipped it and he put it up on X. I don't think Kid Gravity's in the chat right now, but I don't think he would mind if I used it because I told him you just gave me some ammo for my live stream today. So this is clips from Kid Gravity's live stream where Valentina Gomez was actually in one of these X spaces, and I guess she felt she was welcome there with all these white men. And man, that when I tell you, they tore her ass a new one. So while we were already pissed about what Valentina just said, some of us not surprised. Y'all are gonna get a good damn laugh out of this one. So check this out.
Okay, how about you go back to being kitchen first? I'm gonna let America first do it. They're about to cook this Latina. We gonna turn it down. I want y'all to make sure y'all hear everything they're about to get her on her for. Let's get it. It's about to get worse.
Over your own.
I'm America first. I don't support any wars.
So you'd be okay with.
And by the way, y'all, that was her that just said, "I'm America first. I don't support any wars." I just want y'all to know, just in case y'all didn't recognize the voice.
How about you go back to being kitchen first? What about that?
Oh, shut the fuck up! Such a little.
No. Get in the fucking kitchen. Nobody get.
I like.
You heard what he said, right? He said, "Why don't you go back to being kitchen first?" Now, this is a white guy that told her that. He said, "Why don't you go back to being kitchen first?" He told her ass to get back in the kitchen, and all she could reply with is, "Oh, shut the fuck up." Notice her tone when they told her that versus her tone when she's talking about us and reparations. It's very different. I keep telling y'all, a lot of these grifters or these people that are anti-black, they be obedient when it comes to these white boys. Very obedient. Even when they cuss them out and all of that, they tighten up. When it's us, oh, that's when they have all the smoke. Now, the thing is, they'll say the stuff about us while there's none of us around, but they'll go into these spaces and they'll get disrespected by these white guys, like what you're hearing right now. And they be as all meek and weak. Let me continue.
Like Valentina Gomez. I like her. Come on, give her a break. I like her. She's feisty.
Oh,
yeah, she's got that dog in her.
Y'all heard that, right? She said, I like her. She's feisty. She got that dog in her. That wasn't meant to be a compliment either, by the way.
Raw.
Oh my God. So they went after the fact that she's Latina and she's feisty. And then they say you got that dog in you. Bro. No. Now, Johnny Gibbs, no. One guy said that he was in the military. You're going to hear him. He's about to rant later. But he was in the military. But how you get cooked? Oh, my God. I tell you, that bag, it don't always work.
But this also shows you right here, the grift is coming to an end. Look at what happened to that, what's her name? That Lily Gaddis chick, the one that was saying the N-word, the cook. She thought she was in. That was the fastest grand opening, grand closing I think I've ever seen. They are getting her out the paint, and she's still trying to hang on over there to try to be over there with them. They already exposed her 5 ways from Sunday. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen for the 2. She says, and won't say a darn thing about toxic masculinity.
It's busy up here. Woo! I'm rich! I got money.
Good point there. I didn't think of that, but that is a good point. But let me continue playing it.
Wait a minute. We gotta go back in here.
The best of luck. You got Patriots backing you.
Thank you.
Valentina, how could you call yourself a patriot when you support a foreign war in a foreign country over your own?
Talk your shit.
I'm America first. I don't support any wars.
So you'd be okay with
how about you go back to being kitchen first? What about that? Oh my God.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Such a little.
No. Get in the fucking kitchen. Nobody gets.
I like Valentina Gomez. I like her. Come on, give her a break. I like her. She's feisty.
You would.
Let me see if there's any more. I don't think there's. Let me see if there's some more to that.
Anybody else want to say anything in particular?
Hang on. And really, wait.
Oh, so she left around this time. She left. Okay, so she left after. I guess when he, I guess when they said go be kitchen first. I guess that she literally did. She went to that kitchen. Yes, Janesta, those are all PC men in that room, except her and that Lily Gaddis chick, because she was in there too. Now, let me go ahead and play the other clip because she came back.
Yeah.
Because she came back. Now, this clip is a little bit shorter. Now, this one, they really got on her. Check this out.
Shekels to
help.
Yeah, I know. You're going to be.
Who was the
Yeah.
weak and gay little bitch that took my mic away?
Look, she's back.
Are there.
She's back.
Boy, this is really.
It was me, bitch, and I'll do it again.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So in case y'all didn't catch that, she came back in there after they clowned her and said, oh, you're the gay little bitch that took my mic away. He said, it was me, bitch, and I'll do it again. Let me run that back.
Gay little bitch that took my mic away.
Look, she's back.
Are there.
She's back.
Boy, this is really.
It was me, bitch, and I'll do it again.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's Valentina Gomez being roasted not once but twice in the same space. I mean, she got roasted once, left, and came back and got roasted again and left and didn't come back. This is the same woman that in that clip was saying that we don't deserve reparations. She called Juneteenth ratchet. She's up there kissing their ass and they are kicking her in her ass. Oh well, tis what tis. She could. Reese said she found out she isn't one of them. This woman couldn't even pass. Like, she still speaks with an accent. She could not pass at all. Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm looking at, because the camera is the way that the video is sideways. I just realized I see my comment. I forgot I was in the chat when KG was going live when he was talking about this. There's my comment right there. And Denise, I see your comment right there. Deneen, you're in the chat. I see your comment right there. I'm trying to see, is anybody else in here? Community T, you in my chat right now, and you in the chat right here. I think Carla is in here too. I'm not exactly sure if she's not, but if she is, you right here too. So I'm seeing our comments when we was in KG's chat when he was playing this video. So shout out to all of you. But yeah, that's her. Now I have one more video I'm going to show, and then after that I'm going to drop the link. And this one, this guy right here, who has been an entry into my bed bucking hall of shame, Xavier DeRusso, this flaming hot Cheeto. First, let's read what he said in his post. Juneteenth is not Black Independence Day. Once again, the left has sold Black people our Xavier, you're not even foundation of Black American. What the hell do you mean our? What is with this our and this we? Then he says, walk with me. Y'all might need to get a can of Raid after this. Y'all might need to get a can of Raid after this. Bear with me, y'all.
When I hear woke people explain Juneteenth, it makes me wish that Rosa Parks personally forced y'all to sit in the front of a school bus and go to history class. Now, walk with me.
Oh, God. This is not a, let me keep playing that.
Somehow the left.
That imagery right there. But then again, it's Xavier DeRusso. That imagery. I would say he did that too, like the way he did that, but then again, I'm sure that he does that often. Denise, this is Xavier DeRusso. I've actually talked about him on my channel before. KG has talked about him probably way more than I have, but yeah, he's one of those. Very sassy Donna, very. Oh snap! I just realized I got a Donna B and a Donna C in this chat. Shout out to y'all, the two Donnas. Oh yeah, Dre. Yeah, he's a flaming hot Dorito, and these Negroes, the word. Well, of course he used the bastardized version of it. Let's continue. We only 11 seconds in, y'all. Whew.
Just convince you that Juneteenth was the abolition of slavery and when a Black revolution arose. But what it really proved is that some people remain enslaved mentally, and that's all it takes to keep you on the plantation. If you know the actual history, Democrats kept Black people enslaved for 2.5 years after slavery was abolished until white, mostly right-wing men came on June 19th, 1865 and said, y'all have been free since 1863. Get off the plantation and go get a job.
This is why, y'all, this is why I read the history of Juneteenth at the beginning of this stream. It doesn't surprise me that Xavier DeRusso is giving kudos to white men, considering he gives up something else in his personal time to white men. He and Rob Smith are two peas in that Bousse pod. I told y'all the second half of this stream was going to be the unbearable part. This was the unbearable part. I promise y'all this is the last video, and I'm going to drop the link. Woo! My God. The off-coldness of this dude. Again, now we know that he's definitely non-FBI. I believe he's Haitian.
I wish we could celebrate what Juneteenth actually is, but instead we continue to let the left repackage segregation and sell it back to us.
What the hell is he talking about? He just got on here just to babble. Up here looking like Wesley Snipes and Demolition Man. Talking about some go get a job. I'm not running none of this back. Once I play this one time, that's it. So if y'all didn't catch it the first time, y'all gonna have to run the playback. I just peeped that cynical mandate. I just realized that. I didn't peep that until you just pointed that out. He does.
There is no such thing as a Black Independence Day, but if that's what you want to call Juneteenth, then I don't want to see y'all twerking on a boat on July 4th.
Because we know that's what you're going to do. We know that's what he's going to do. And look at this imagery yet again. I don't mean to pause it right there. It is a pause moment, but I don't mean to pause it right there, but he keeps doing it. And he does this often, y'all. He always does these, come walk with me. No one wants to walk with you. A turtle wouldn't even want to walk with your ass. None of these images are okay. But like I said, he does this often, y'all. He does this often. Again, those of y'all out there who didn't know who, like just like with Valentina Gomez didn't know who she was, and y'all didn't know who Xavier DeRusso is, now you know who he is. But like I told you, I've talked about him before on my channel. He definitely has been entered into the Bed Bucking Hall of Shame. And something tells me he's going to get some more entries. Now, we all know and it's very clear that this guy's definitely in the academy. I wonder what he has to say about Pride Month, considering that that's another thing that's celebrated in the month of June. But he made sure to go bypass Pride Month and Father's Day. And I guess you can say Caribbean Heritage Month, because I didn't know that was a thing until that other video. And he is part of the Caribbean because he's Haitian. He went and bypassed all of that and went straight to Juneteenth, a day that he can't really truly celebrate because it's not representative of him. And the thing is, if he was on Code, he probably could celebrate it, but he's not of the culture. But this is what he does all the time. This guy always seems to have smoke for foundational Black Americans every chance he gets. I remember the first time I heard him speak, because the thing is, I always saw him post stuff online. You know, you can't hear people talk when they're online. It's through text. And then I heard him speak, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I did not know he was like that. He better be careful, because remember what happened to Rob Boussey Smith. They kicked him out of the Conservative Party. Now he's clawing and scratching, trying to get back in. Xavier better be careful, because they're going to do the same exact thing to him. At least Rob Smith had one thing on his side that Xavier does not, and that was that he was in the military. And Rob Smith, as far as I know, is FBA. Xavier did not serve in anybody's military, and he is like first generation born. So it'll be very easy to get him out the paint. But I know some of y'all have something to say. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link right there. And definitely tell me, just, contribute to the first part. Of course, like I said, I split it up. I told y'all what Juneteenth is. And then, of course, what Juneteenth is not. I know a lot of y'all going to want to say some stuff about what Juneteenth is not, is that part of the stream, because that's the part where y'all can feel free to roast people. But I definitely want to hear from y'all to tell me what Juneteenth means to you. The fundraiser said I blame Christian Walker for this. Yeah, we haven't heard it from Christian Walker in a while, and you know what? That's a good thing. All right, first up, we got Wallow J. What's going on?
What's up, Torian? What's up, everybody? Happy Juneteenth. I found out about Juneteenth, I would say probably midway through the 2010s. And I was like, what's this? So I looked it up myself, and I was like, okay, I can get with this. I said, you know what? I can get with this. And then, you go into that rabbit hole of 4th of July, and you as a Black person, you're nah, that's not for me. This is more for me. Okay, cool. So Juneteenth to me will be more of black liberation for our people to get, you know what I'm saying, for our people, excuse me, stuttered right there, for our people to become more independent, for us to not worry about everybody else, to focus on ourselves. And that's what we did until white folks start fucking with us. Because every time black folks start to get a leg or start building up stuff, building up cities, communities, white folks always came and fucked it up. Every time. Like, it ain't, it's history. It's our history. Every time we build something up, they come fuck with it. They go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, look at the stream that I did earlier in the week with Black Wall Street and what happened with that.
Yep, Wilmington, North Carolina. That was another one. Atlanta, Georgia, Rosemount, excuse me, and many others. They just destroyed it. Now, here's the thing. I told somebody, I was like, when you see like the African style Juneteenth, that's not really the Juneteenth one. The red, white, and blue is the one that is the original one and the official one, because I think what they're doing, this is just my opinion, when they using, the Pan-African flag, they don't want to mix up the Juneteenth flag with the American flag, and they don't want no white folks going off. I said, I don't give a damn about that shit. I said, because the original Juneteenth flag is one we've had for the last 30 years.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that too, because, and it's funny, like, and the thing is, I don't think we have to worry about that, because you have the usual suspects online crying about when they saw the flag, oh, that's not the official American flag. There's only one Independence Day. I don't think we have to worry about that in that aspect, because they've already put their flag in the sand, quote unquote. I don't think we would see them even wear that. So I don't think we have to necessarily worry about that. But then again, these are the usual suspects we're talking about. They have been known to colonize. So if they can find a way, they indeed will find a way. So definitely, I would say keep your eyes peeled on that. But as of right now, again, like I said, on X, they're crashing out. Like, they've been crashing out all day. I only showed y'all 2 crash outs. That was with Valentina and Xavier DeRusso. But there's several more. But if we did that, we would have been here for like another hour. And I said, I don't need to go that deep into the rabbit hole.
You saw that one, right, that cut off his comments?
Who?
Andrew Tate.
Oh, I don't follow him, so I mean,
no, it popped up. I saw Juneteenth, and then I was just scrolling down, seeing people happy Juneteenth, cool. Then Andrew Tate popped out, and then he said the word.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he cut off his own comments. I see you, little bitch. I hope you get what's coming to you, because karma is definitely a bitch. It's going family. If you on Twitter, just go look it up. I'm not even gonna say nothing. But also for Valentina, we all know she's not gonna win. Because Kid Gravity showed who she's up against. All the people she's run up against are white. I know there's a couple PC women in there, but mostly it's white men and white PC white women. She's not even gonna get out the primary. So she's gonna be out the paint after August 6th. But I'm gonna step down, let other people come up. And also, other people, when you come up, don't be too long and bibble babble all day. No disrespect to him, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna be one.
Be one. Shout out to Wallow J. Before I bring up the next person, shout out to Fauna Faye for the 5. She's the only reason I knew what Juneteenth was is because Apple always had it on their calendar for years, and I never knew what it was until I Googled.
It's busy up here! I'm rich! I got money!
Appreciate it. And Denise said Twitter sounds like a white supremacy. Oh, cesspool. Oh, it definitely is. Ever since Elon Musk took over, that's exactly what it became. Because like I told people before, when Twitter was owned by Jack Dorsey, that stuff was not on there. You probably saw it here and there, but it got dealt with pretty much immediately. Now, I've literally told y'all before, X has become an anti-black echo chamber. Next up, we got Miss Nisi. What's going on?
Good evening, Torian. How are you?
I'm doing good.
As always, thank you for the education and keeping us informed.
No problem.
Me being 60, I didn't know what Juneteenth was. So Thank you for letting me know and for showing the flag. I screenshot it.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad that you. That's what I said. That's why I had to start it off when I was showing people what Juneteenth is, because let others tell it. They'll tell it wrong. They won't tell it accurate. There'll be loopholes and all types of stuff. So this was a learning thing for me too, because I didn't know what the symbols on the flag meant until today. So we was learning together.
Exactly. I went to work today because where I work, we don't get Juneteenth.
Okay.
And you know I'm in.
Yeah, because it's federal.
Yeah, and I'm in Lillywhite, West Virginia. So, anywho, today this is so funny.
And ironically, the last We Fall Back series episode was on Harper's Ferry.
Oh yeah, I listened.
So I know you probably felt a little connection with that one.
Yay and nay.
Well,
I always knew about Harper's Ferry, but that's neither here nor there. Anywho, like I said, I was at work today, and I was waiting on the mail, and it didn't even click in my brain. Federal holiday. I mean, and I wouldn't participate in if they decided to do something, a Juneteenth celebration here in West Virginia, because it'd be a fuckery. I know this, so why waste my time?
Yeah.
Now that I know what Juneteenth truly is for foundational Black Americans, hey, that's all I need to know. You know, and these tethering grifters, that video that you showed, that's I saw that mess. It curdles my stomach.
Hold on, which one?
The one with that the Caribbean, all of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Gumby Gomez need to shut the fuck up, get a personality transplant, and take her ass on back to where she come from, because she ain't from here.
She's not. Like, that accent is thick. Like she sounds like she's struggling to get basic English words out of her mouth.
Yeah, definition of oxymoron. Talking about being anti-Black and playing rap music. Do that make any sense? Hell no.
None.
And then that other fruit booty fool, whatever his name was, I'm like, ugh. I know gay people. That's no problem. But all that flamboyancy, hell no.
And then got the nerve to be off code and basically anti-Black at the same time.
Yeah, well, we'll be reading about his ass in a dumpster. Deleted. Hey, it is what it is. You have a good evening, baby.
You too. Shout out to Miss Nisi for coming up. It was a comment that it was in here that I was trying to read. Someone was asking, they federalize. Oh, B first it says it's federal and the government is up. Yeah, they federalized it. They federalized Juneteenth back in 2021. Because that means now they done found a way that they can profit off of it. All right, next up we got the Church of Black Power. What's going on?
How you doing, Toria?
I'm doing good.
Great. Happy Juneteenth to you, to the family. This is hilarious to me because I think great minds think alike, because I wish I would have dropped my video earlier today, because like some of the things that you're talking about, I put in my video as well, especially the what the flag is and what the flag is not. I think like last year, ever since last year, I've been trying to educate people on what the actual Juneteenth flag is.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not know about the symbolism within the Juneteenth flag at all. Like that right there was powerful just listening to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to all the people who's talking about that's not an American flag, that's not the American flag, shut the hell up. because y'all don't say nothing when these police officers walk around with a desecrated flag on their vest. You don't say anything about that.
You
So
talking
just
about
keep
that? Are you talking about that Blue Lives Matter one?
Yes, that is a desecrated American flag, and people are literally running around supporting the police. Excuse me, I have to go into a quiet area. People are literally walking around supporting the police with those badges on, those little stamps of that flag. So they shouldn't be saying nothing about the Juneteenth flag whatsoever. The tether chick in New York, the one that was talking about overlaying, when we speak about tethering, she literally just showed the pure definition of what we mean by people tethering. You want to come, take what belongs to us, and then try to overlay your culture, your people, your flags over something that has nothing to do with you. And this is why we delineate from these kinds of people. That whole situation in New York, and even the thing that Al Sharpton put on today for the Haitians, none of this stuff has to do with what the actual day is about. And a lot of them just need to just go away. I hate to say it like this, but I prayed, and it's wrong to do, I know, but I prayed that Al didn't even wake up this morning. That's how pissed off I was when I heard about him doing some event for Haitians.
Now that's new to me. I didn't know that he did that. He did that today.
Yes, he did it today, and a lot of he's been promoting it like for a week now.
So you mean to tell me that you could have done this any other day? You could have did it the day before. You could have did it the day after. You chose today to do this, and Al, you're not even Haitian.
And that's the biggest upset. You're literally tethering onto to our situation, something that you should know for a certain you have no hands in that, because of the fact that, hey, I'm Black American, this is our holiday, I ain't gonna touch it on this day. There's 30 days in June, and you decided to do it on the day that belongs to us. That's what pisses me off about Al Sharpton a lot. He plays a full coon role. He does not take that coon off for nothing whatsoever. And then what's the last the Haitian guy with the gold hair you was talking about?
Xavier DeRusso.
Yeah, Xavier. I'm seeing more and more of these type of people from that community come out against us and basically try their hardest to Republicanize themselves, and they fall off every time. As a matter of fact, that rally, that event that took place across the street from the rally for reparations, that Tamika was at or whatever, come to find out, I did a little research on that, and that was thrown by an LGBTQ organization.
Yeah, so, I can believe that because I was there and I saw some of the rainbow flags because they had got started with theirs after our rally was done, and I'm telling you right now, it was not a lot of people there. If I had to do a range count, it was probably like maybe 30 people there in total.
Yeah, and half of those people worked for the event, so I know for a fact that they didn't get too many people. But lastly, bro, the situation with the Valentina chick. This woman, I promise you, she's going to drop off and fade in obscurity. She's already a very forgettable person. I spoke about her one time, and literally when you brought her up again, I had to say, oh yeah, I did do a video on that chick. So she's a very forgettable person. And the way they roasted her was well deserved. I usually don't like to laugh at other people, being attacked like that. But that right there, that was filling. I loved it. But you have a great rest of your day. Peace and be one to the family. Happy Juneteenth.
Appreciate you. Shout out to the Church of Black Power. But before I bring up the next person, I just got a super chat in and I want to acknowledge it. Shout out to the Dre Max Show. He's for the $4.99. He said, been celebrating Juneteenth in Kansas City since I was a kid in the 80s. So a lot I know, but thanks, bro, for more education on this subject. I'm glad that I could educate you.
It's busy up here. Woo! I got money.
I appreciate it. Next up, we got Joseph Washington. What's going on?
Salute, Tarian. Salute to the chat room, and happy Juneteenth to everyone here. I am so glad that I could only catch tidbits of your live because I was going in and out and doing things like around the house. But the stuff I did catch, I'm so glad I did. And I will replay this live when I get the chance to. One thing I do know for sure beyond a shadow of a doubt about Juneteenth is that it'll always be rooted in resistance, revolution, and freedom.
Mm-hmm.
One thing it will never be rooted in is hypocrisy. You notice the people that talk bad about Juneteenth, the usual suspects, they remain silent about the Confederate flags, and they talk about the Confederate flag being as American as apple pie.
Yeah.
And I have to shout out to give a salute to First Them News for spotting the Juneteenth imposter promoters trying to promote their events using the wrong colors. I have to shout them out for like spotting them and like calling them out for, you know, trying to desecrate our sacred underground holiday.
Yeah.
And what happened to that Colombian woman, that wasn't even a roast thing. That was a trip to the shed. I'm serious, because it's like what Tariq did in that room with Myron and those other wannabe dub esters, that was a roast.
Yeah, and it's also crazy. Speaking of that, I actually today for the first time actually sat down and actually listened to the whole 2 hours and 15 minutes that he was on there before he left, because he had uploaded it up on his channel. And that was my first time actually listening to it in its entirety, because I heard bits and pieces of it. But, you know, 2 hours and 15 minutes to listen to a video, that's a long time. So I said I had time today and I listened to it and I could not stop laughing.
You're better than me because I had to break that video up in increments. It's like, you know, I would listen to Tariq's part, and whenever Myron and his guys would like over talk, I have to pause, get up, walk out the room, then come back.
Right.
Because it was just a bunch of like, you know, rambling back and forth. And Tariq delivered a KO when they were trying to spew that new talking point about, quote, J supremacy versus Dub S. He asked a very poignant question that was a KO. Is like, if what you said is true, how come you Anglos didn't help Nick Cannon when he was on the apology tour? Exactly. Why did y'all help Kyrie Irving when he was under attack by those folks for posting a link? I was like, KO. I didn't even have to listen to any more after that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm so happy that, you know, I get to see like another Juneteenth and be a part of this live. Again, I'm gonna rewatch it and catch the tidbits that I missed. But thanks for having me up, chat room. Let's not forget our sacred Juneteenth holiday and every other holiday we tend to make going forward.
Oh yeah, well, I got two. We got 2 more days I have lined up coming up in July, but y'all will see what those are.
Nice.
If y'all been around long enough, y'all probably already know what those are. I said we don't need them to give us a holiday, because remember, you know, they tried to frame it like we asked for Juneteenth to be federalized. We did not ask for Juneteenth to be federalized. They took it upon themselves to do that. We were fine when Juneteenth was considered low key. we like you could ask anybody who was already acknowledging Juneteenth before then that they did not like when they federalized because we knew what was about to happen.
Yep, and like clockwork, they set the thing in motion. But as long as we understand the core tenet of that holiday, we'll be good. And we just have to keep an eye out for those who will try to like further colonize it.
Yeah.
Again, thanks for having me up. I look forward to, what you got in store and staying connected to the New Black Media.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. All right, that was Joseph. Next up, we got Jonathan. What's going on?
What's going on, Tori? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I heard about Juneteenth a while back. Juneteenth to me is like it represents our ancestors, working hard, building all these materials for these folks to come out and like buy buy them from them in order to like get working on that time in their towns. And that was the best part until some BS and lies happen and then that caused their towns to get burned down. Oscarville, for example. I'm still pissed off about that. That town was covered up by a whole puddle of water in order for it to come to become Lake Lanier. So yeah, but our blacksmiths, our creators, everything, creating all these telephone poles and these telephones, all this stuff that came from our black folks. That's Juneteenth for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm celebrating off of that. And then everybody coming in, doing these parades and everything. All the dances, all that is like straight black culture. And I already know.
Are you referring to the first video I showed from the parade that they had back in the late 80s?
Yes. And you know what I'm saying, I wish I would have known that. But the thing is, I was 2 years old at the time, so I wasn't even getting it. I didn't really know what was going on until I started turning 5 years old. But yeah, I thought that was like honorable for to know all this stuff and like learning about our history through Juneteenth. What really upsets me, besides white supremacy, trying to do something to tear it down, you got those tethers, besides those Caribbeans and tethers, taking it down. You got Vivek Ramaswamy talking about he would have got rid of Juneteenth, or if he was president, which is another reason why it should have stayed irrelevant, because we needed something to celebrate on our own. We needed to have our moment, and having some agents of white supremacists and all that, including these Caribbeans, trying to take it away from us, that really disgusted the crap out of me. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kai Cenat would have been against it, because because you called him out for saying that we have no culture. I haven't heard about Cenat since then, but I know he would have had something to say about that. I probably had to look it up on his Twitter. But I like that we have our own little holiday, and I'm glad that I went on your live to learn the real truth about it, and that it's not a black, yellow, and green color. It's actually red, blue, and white star with a starburst. Because I didn't realize that stuff was Pan-African colors. I just thought we was all African, Pan-African, because we all was black at the end of the day. So, I have a story to tell you. So you ever heard the story called Total Nutrition?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, so I'll go up there and have like a conversation with the owner. PC male. I remember one of the guys that you was talking to about the disintegrated American flag. The American black and white American flag with the blue in the middle. So he actually had a black employee, work at his Total Nutrition shop in downtown. Oh, and by the way, I'm actually from Texas. I've been meaning to tell you, I am a Houstonian of Texas. So yeah, I'm glad that Dallas been having that going on. I wish it had in Houston for the whole time. But yeah, anyway, so he told me that he had a black employee working for him at Total Nutrition, but he quit because he saw him wearing that disintegrate blue, black, and white Blue Lives Matter flag around his wrist. And when I saw that in my mind, I was like, I don't blame him. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to accuse God of being a racist and all, but you know, when you wear that, you should know that that's mainly because Blue Lives Matter. You know, that's something that it goes against Black Lives Matter, and that's something not to you know, affiliate with myself around. So yeah, he did the right thing quitting that shop when he saw that around his waist. And like I said, I ain't got nothing against the owner. You know what I'm saying? You know, people still like, you know, shop at his place, but you know, it kind of lost me on that little disintegrate that flag wrist. So you know, you got some folks out there, you know, who likes when we, you know, buy our things, and you know, to the point that they let us know, like, you know, kind of reveal some stuff that we're not aware of that we needed to hear.
Okay. Was
Yeah,
that it?
yeah, that was it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and you know, get back to work. I'm no longer on break. I'm with food. So you keep doing what you're doing, man. You're really bringing out the black culture at its best.
Okay. Appreciate you coming up. All right. Next up, we have Denzemus. What's going on?
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, I'm gonna make this quick because my ass is at work too. Everybody's at work today. Look, my thing is with this Juneteenth, I have also recently just learned about this, and I'm gonna just say straight up, it's our culture. It's our culture. And I don't feel like nobody else should be able to have any part of that. I find it very insulting that this thing on the screen, that guy that you have on the screen, I find it very insulting that he's trying to tether our culture with his flinging ass. I find that very insulting because
Wait, hold up. Wait a minute, Denzemus. There's a lot of noise going on in the background.
oh, I'm sorry, that's the one. Is that better now?
Can you get to a quieter like location so that when
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, I'm outside. I'm looking at Amazon. Make it real quick. Is that better?
Yeah, I think that might be better. Are you indoors?
Yes. I'm gonna just make it quick and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make it real quick. I was gonna make my statement real quick. All I'm gonna say is this: Juneteenth is our culture. It's about us. It's about our ancestors' struggle, everything that we went through to make our lives better. Well, to make the lives of foundational Black Americans better and the descendants. And once again, like I said, I find it very insulting that dude and other people are trying to tether on to our culture. And furthermore, you know, it's funny how they like to tether onto our culture, but then again, these are the same people who, once again, sold us. And my thing is this: you sold us, and it must have not been good where your asses were at because you never came back for us and you fled. So now you want to come over here and try and take away whatever semblance of civilization that we've built. Because I truly do believe if it weren't for us, this country would be a shit show. We're the only people on this planet, despite however dysfunctional we may be at times, we're the only group of people on this planet who created something that's phenomenal. These other people, no, you don't get to come and latch on to us like that. Your asses rival NASCAR with how much y'all flee. You know, the rubber on y'all damn soles is so damn. The rubbers on y'all flip flops and shit be burning, rivaling NASCAR and shit. That's how much y'all asses be fleeing. And you think you're gonna come over here to us and take away from us? Hell no. And I'm very, very glad that we've delineated from their asses. And that's pretty much all I have to say. And thank you so much. B1.
B1. All right. The next person I'm bringing up is Miss Uplifting T. What's going on?
Good evening, family. So, as a Texas resident, I thought I would come up here and share a little history about how Juneteenth was originally celebrated.
Cool.
So, I have been going to Juneteenth celebrations here in Southeast Texas. So, that's the Houston area since the 1980s. So, yeah, I'm going to tell my age. I'm over 40. I'm actually even over 45, almost 50. And so I've been going to Juneteenth since probably about 84, 85. The video you showed was the Juneteenth. I remember I was literally low key over here almost in tears because I remember walking in those with my little jellies and my little junior cheerleading uniform and my little beads and my little braids and stuff. And then everything was red, whether it was red Cool Cups, um, red watermelon, red velvet cake, big red soda. Everything was really red. And so the reason why those people embraced red, white, and blue, because for us in Texas, it really was about our independence. And why on earth would African Americans, newly free descendants here in Texas start celebrating that? Let me give you three quick facts as to why that would probably be something Black people in America would probably need to celebrate. In 1886, in Comanche County, Texas, white residents expelled a group of 500 residents because of an alleged crime. That was in 1886. Again, literally less than an hour away from James Byrd would lose his life when I was in high school. Now
I
remember, that's
remember
why
that.
we have that federal law around HETE crimes. Look, the algorithm has just been flagging everybody, so I'm spelling stuff. I am being extra careful because I don't want nobody stuff getting flagged. Okay. In 1903, in Sour Lake, Texas, a mob of 500 white men would open up fire and chase them because of a alleged crime. In Bryan, Texas, a mob would take out 6 men without a trial. This is what is happening in the South during the 1880s to 1890s. Do you know why those people finally decided to celebrate the commemoration of that day? Is because they were under a system that was yielding that kind of violence. So by the time the 80s came along and I was going to the celebrations, not only did they have all that fun, there were bands, all the local communities, your grandmothers, your moms and pops. There was none of this professional sponsorship. Like I went to a Juneteenth celebration in my community. It had a gated, community, and Could Function was the band that was there. So that was nice. But that is not what it was about. It was your grandmother and them with a cakes and 7 or 8 people gonna be barbecuing, and it's got some people doing fish fries, and they got some people doing crawfish boils. This is Texas, remember? This is where this started at. And then there was always a pageant. I don't think I've ever been to a celebration that didn't have a pageant where they were giving away scholarship money for local children. And the pageant was never anything ridiculous like what we see on the other side. We always had to recite a poem or we had to do some kind of talent, and then we had to answer some kinds of questions. So there was always some kind of academic scholarship pageant. There used to be a pageant one time for like old ladies in hats and stuff, I remember. So this is what Juneteenth really looked like um, in Texas. And the reason why that was such an important embrace of red, white, and blue for us specifically. I'm sure in the development of all those early days in the 1890s and the 1910s when Jim Crow was literally strangling these people, is that was their way of saying, hey, we belong here. We're Americans too. And whether you agree with that sentiment or not now, you can't be mad at a group of people who were facing that level of violence for wanting to show up as fully American as they could for them. And as my grandmother, who just transitioned in February, who picked cotton in the 1950s, my grandfather shut and worked in a sugar cane. Literally, it's, you would call it a place where they grow it, but it's literally a sugar cane plantation in Louisiana in the 1940s. Like, this is real for us. And so when people come down here and want to play in our celebrations and they want to drag the disparagement, the dismissiveness of what life was like for people like my grandmother and my great grandmother, My grandmother being born in 1930 means that if she was in the kitchen learning how to cook the pies that I cook today in 2024, the women that were 50 and 60 years old in that kitchen were born at the end of Reconstruction. How dare you fix your mouth to come into our ancestry, to come in all of our histories and tell us how we have chosen to honor and survive is somehow flawed and wrong and permissive of the SWS. Like, don't you ever. You don't know what these people live through. And I did a video because I got hot about a comment about the origin, about somebody gave us, but they didn't give us anything. Because the exact same time that gave birth to Juneteenth was the exact same time that we were celebrating in the second week of February, long before Carter G. Woodson ever came along, because of the 2 birthdays that fell in that week. So he picked that week because that was something we were already doing. And I'm so tired of people playing in our history, especially in the South. So I love you. Thank you for having this discussion tonight. I'm going to drop down.
Appreciate you coming up. And shout out to Miss Uplifting T coming up. I like when she comes up because when it comes to me talking about anything related to Texas, she always comes through with that encyclopedia of knowledge about Texas. So I'm very appreciative of that. But also, so yeah, I think that was the last call. And now y'all remember what I told y'all at the beginning of the stream. I was going to reveal to y'all the new merch that I have lined up, and I already published it, but y'all didn't see it yet because y'all were in here, and that was intentional. So everybody, here is the new merch right here. And I specifically chose to do the merch today on the last episode of the We Fought Back series, because that's literally what the merch is. So I literally made We Fought Back merch. And basically I have the Black Power fist right there in the center, and it has all of the rebellions in date order from the first documented one here in the States all the way to the last one, which of course was the one I did today. So this is something from the men. You know, you got a hoodie, you got a shirt, you also have the hat right here, as you can see right here. So also I already showed y'all the shirt. You also have shorts. So that's the men's. For the women, they also have, you know, women's custom shirts, hoodies, hats, and the women, y'all even have the football tee with the stripes right here. And under the, and I even got something for the kids. So for all of you out there that got a newborn running around out here, we got something for the kids too. So we have, you know, we have this right here. And we also have a children's V-neck football shirt as well. And accessories, we got the bag, the tote bag for the ladies that like to carry those tote bags. We got, of course, the hat. We got the panoramic mug. That's just like the triple P mug. We also got some stickers. And look at this, y'all. I got a Stanley Cup, quote unquote. And guess what? It don't cost no $59.99. So this is that cup right here. Also, we have the We Fought Back bandana, and I believe that is it. So yes, I already published it. So if y'all go onto the store tab, or even if you look under the video where it has the Spread Shop store right there and click on that, you will be able to find it. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and copy the link and post it right here. And I think they have a sale going on, a sale going on today on 25% off on everything. All you got to do is go here and just click redeem, and it just says redeem. So there. So yeah, this is what I've been working on, y'all. I actually designed this maybe about 3 weeks ago. I had to go back and make some adjustments because it was like, you know, when it comes to designing things, sometimes you want to do something very extravagant, but then sometimes you want to do something sometimes simple can be effective. So I kept it real simple with this one. With this, I had to make sure I spelled everything correctly. I had to make sure I had the right dates. So it's all there. So feel free to go on the site. I posted the link in the chat. I'll probably post it up on a community tab as well, so people who were not here can go in there and check it out for themselves as well. But yes, this is the current new merch. It's nice that I can actually monetize a series that I came up with. And I'm hopefully, you know, wouldn't that be something that if I saw somebody just walking around and they just happen to be wearing my merch and I'm like, there it is. Because that's actually how somebody recognized me at the rally, because I had my I Feel Nothing shirt on. And that's how they recognized it was me. But thank you. Shout out to everyone that's like, you know, complimenting the designs. I'm very grateful that I can actually do this for y'all. And I'm glad that I was able to make this, because it's been a while since I've made merch. I mean, I still have the regular merch that's still right here that, of course, y'all are all familiar with. But yep, this is the latest merch right here. Please go and support. Please tell your family and your friends, all of that good stuff. I would definitely greatly appreciate all of that. And with that being said, that is going to bring this stream to a close. I'm glad that I was able to educate y'all on what Juneteenth is and show y'all what Juneteenth ain't. Shout out to y'all. And you know what? I don't know how many of y'all have Windows, but if y'all have Windows, like a Windows processor on your computer or laptop, if you look in the search bar at the bottom of your screen, like if you're looking for something, they actually have the Juneteenth flag right there, like the actual Juneteenth flag. I don't know if anybody didn't pick that up or not, but I noticed that. I noticed that last year. So if Windows can get it right, if Windows processor can get the flag right, then what's the excuse for all these others out here who can't get it right? But with that being said, I'm about to bring this stream to a close. We will be back on here tomorrow. We will be doing a midday stream tomorrow. The midday stream tomorrow is going to be one that I wanted to do last week, but I couldn't because of the rally. And then on Sunday, I didn't go live because it was Father's Day. But it's going to be who's going to be on? Byron Donalds. I'm finally going to do that stream on Byron Donalds. That's going to be the midday for tomorrow. And then, of course, you know, you have the 11 a.m. premiere that's going to happen before that. So with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Happy Juneteenth. Oh, he said the hoodie, you can change the colors. B first is when you click on something, you can change the colors. It's not going to always be in white. That's just the standard color. So when you go on there and you click on something, like say the hoodie, if you want it in black, I don't know how it's going to really show up in black because the black writing. So it's probably best to get it in like a lighter color so the words can show. So black might not be the most ideal thing for this hoodie because as you can see in black, you can't see the words. It's like that, unless it's a lighter shade of black, but I wouldn't risk it. But y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Be one. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.